Good evening, everyone. I'm Eldridge Matenzo from 265. Tonight, I'll be reporting three significant sexual dysfunction recognized in the DSM-5, which is the genitopelvic pain penetration disorder, erectile disorder, and premature early ejaculation. These conditions not only affect individuals' physical experiences but also deeply impact emotional well-being and interpersonal relationships. So, let's begin. So first, the genitopelvic pain penetration disorder or G3PD. G3PD refers to persistent or recurrent difficulties related to vaginal penetration. This includes pain, fear of pain, involuntary tensing of the pelvic muscle, and significant emotional stress. Yun. So, yeah. Parang persistent or recurring, parang persistent na parang nagkakaroon ng problem related sa vaginal penetration. Yun. Next is the historical background. In earlier diagnostic manuals such as DSM-1 and DSM-2, G3PD was not clearly classified. It was only in the DSM-3 that two related conditions such as which is dyspareunia, pain during intercourse, and vaginismus, muscle contraction preventing penetration, were listed as separate sexual dysfunctions. By the DSM-4, these remain distinct but were often overlapped, and in the DSM-5, they merge into one diagnosis, which is the genitopelvic pain penetration disorder. Let's go on to etiology. Etiology. So first is health conditions. Yun, endometriosis, pelvic inflammatory disease, and pelvic floor dysfunction can contribute to G3PD. So parang comorbid siya, ganun. Parang nagiging comorbid siya. Ganun. Next is injury and inflammation, damage to vaginal tissues due to infections or childbirth trauma may lead to involuntary pain response. Next is vaginal dryness, often linked to menopause or hormonal issue. Dryness can make penetration painful. Next is past trauma. Experiences like sexual abuse or even painful childbirth may lead to a fear or resistance to penetration. Next is nerve sensitivity. Some individuals have higher density of nerve fibers in the vulvar region, which is increase the pain sensitivity. And last, negative beliefs about sex. Shame, guilt, or anxiety tied to cultural or religious conditioning can cause physical tension during stress. Next, in the diagnostic criteria, in the criterion A, only one or more of the following. First is difficulty in vaginal penetration, pain during intercourse, fear or anxiety about anticipated pain, and tensing of pelvic floor muscles during penetration. So, isa or more pa dito para in a span of 6 months, pwede ka ma-diagnose ng GTPD. Sa criterion B naman, symptoms must persist at least 6 months. In criterion 6, they must cause clinically significant distress. And criterion D, not better explained by another mental or medical conditions or substance use. The diagnosis may be further specified as long as lifelong or acquired. So lifelong, yung disturbances present na siya since um unang naging sexually active yung isang individual. Sa acquired naman po is nagsimula siya after period of relatively normal sexual functions. Meron din siyang level of severity, um, mild distress over the symptoms of criterion A, moderate evidence of moderate distress over criterion A, evidence of severe or extreme distress over symptoms in criterion A. It is most commonly in adulthood during postpartum and perimenopausal period. Yun. Period and duration, yun nga, G3PD must persist for at least 6 months to meet the diagnostic criteria. This duration ensures that the symptoms are not transient and reflect more chronic condition. So, yung developmental stage niya, yun. Early signs may appear during adolescence. For instance, a young woman who avoids using tampon due to discomfort may later experience difficulty with sexual penetration. GTPD also can be lifelong, present. Yun nga, as I said, present since the first attempt at penetration, acquired, developing after period of normal function. And as I said earlier, it's common nga sa early adulthood, postpartum, and perimenopausal periods. Yung treatment approach niya, first is floor. Pelvic floor physical therapy helps relax and strengthen muscles. Cognitive behavioral therapy addresses anxiety and fear sa pag-intercourse. Medical treatment, topical anesthetics, hormonal creams and medications. Gradual desensitization, gradual use of vaginal dilators to gradually reduce sensitivity and fear associated with penetration. And of course, couple therapy para sa mga mag-asawa na nakakaranas nito. Sa case sample naman is wala akong nahanap pero gumawa na lang ako ng case sample. Maria, a 29-year-old elementary school teacher, experienced persistent pain during intercourse, leading to fear of penetration and avoidance of intimacy. Her medical history showed no physical condition, but she had generalized anxiety and pelvic muscle tenderness. Psychosocially, her strict upbringing and past trauma contribute to negative belief about sex, creating a cycle of anxiety and pain. This affected her relationship and emotional well-being. After months of distress, Maria decided to consult her gynecologist during the appointment. She described her symptoms and her growing fear of intimacy. The doctor conducted a gentle pelvic exam which revealed tenderness in her vaginal muscles consistent with pelvic floor hypertonicity. Maria was cleared to have her concerns taken seriously and was referred to a multidisciplinary team, including pelvic floor physical therapists and psychologists specializing in sexual health. On to erectile disorder. Erectile disorder is defined as the persistent inability to achieve or maintain an erection or having reduced erectile rigidity which interferes with sexual performance and satisfaction. So, yung erectile disorder daw is parang nahihirapan yung isang guy na magkaroon or mag-maintain ng erection. Parang disorder lang siya sa mga guy, obviously. Now let's discuss the history. In DSM-1, there was no specific mention of ED. By DSM-2, the term impotence was introduced. In the DSM-3, labeled it under the psychosexual disorder, while in DSM-4, it became erectile dysfunction, and finally, DSM-5 renamed it erectile disorder, which is more precise and less stigmatizing criteria. So let's now go on to the etiology or the causes of erectile disorder. So first is the biological factor, vascular problems diabetes, diabetes, neurological condition, vascular problems, and hormonal imbalance like low testosterone. Impact of surgeries like prostate surgeries and certain medications like serotonin serotonergic drug. So, yun yung mga contributing factor din ng ED. Next is the psychological factors, low self-esteem, decreased self-confidence, and diminishing sense of masculinity. So, yun. Mga possible reasons din na parang nafe-feel niya na parang he's less of a man. Kaya ganun. Associated with depression, anxiety, guilt, and performance. Relationship issues, poor communication, emotional distance, and mismatched libido. Cultural beliefs, influence from cultural or religious beliefs that may impose negative toward attitudes toward sexuality. So next is in the diagnostic criteria. In criterion A, at least one of the three following of the following symptoms in 75 to 100% of sexual activities. These symptoms is difficulty of obtaining an erection, difficulty maintaining an erection, and reduced rigidity. In the criterion B, present at least 6 months. In criterion C, causes significant distress. And D, not explained by another disorder, medication, or substance. Specify whether lifelong the yung the disturbances is present since the individuals become sexually active. So parang siguro no mga first ever ng parang experience niya sa sexual sa sex, doon nag-emerge itong ED. Acquired, the disturbance begins after a period of relatively normal sexual function. Siguro dito na pumapasok yung mga biological, such as biological, yung mga psychological factors. Dito na din yun pumapasok. Yun, generalized situational, yan, etc. etc. Yun, period and duration, at least 6 months, 75% of sexual encounters, I already discussed that. And developmental stage, already discussed. Yung mga treatments, first is lifestyle modifications, cardiovascular exercise, vigorous exercise, 45 minutes 3 times a week. Nag-improve siya ng blood flow. Sa mga nagsusmoke naman, quit smoking na kasi parang may nabasa din ako before or parang naririnig-rinig ko lang before na ang pagsusmoke is parang nakakaliit din ng penis. I don't know if it's clinically proven. I've not, hindi ako nag-search. Next is psychological interventions, sex therapy, counseling help addresses performance anxiety, low self-esteem, and related issues. So, pwede din dito yung parang couples counseling or couples therapy. Yan. Medical intervention, oral medication includes sildenafil, Viagra, vardenafil, Levitra, tadalafil, Cialis, and avanafil, Stendra. Nag-enhance siya ng blood flow within R. Low intensity focused shockwave therapy. It uses sound waves to improve blood flow, typically showing results after about 2 months. Injectable medications like alprostadil, papaverine, and phentolamine, which produce an erection within about 10 minutes when injected. So, parang ito yung nagpapaboost pag nagpapabilis ng erection ng isang guy. And, and last, vacuum constriction device, penis pump. It creates an erection almost immediately through negative pressure. Hormonal therapy, testosterone replacement therapy, used when low testosterone factor available as gels, injectables, patches, pellets with effects usually seen within 4 weeks. And last, surgical intervention, penile implant procedure, where device is implanted to create an erection, preserving other sexual functions. So sa case sample naman, si Tom Jones, he is a Welsh singer. Marami na siyang interview about his struggles na ano yung ano niya. Pero para justify naman na kasi 80 years old na siya and mostly sa mga older older guys is nagkakaroon na talaga ng erectile disorder. So for the last disorder, This is the premature early ejaculation. It's characterized by ejaculation that happens too soon, often within 1 minute of penetration and before the person desires it, leading to distress and issues. So kung kanina yung erectile disorder is yung hindi nagkakaroon or hindi nagme-maintain ng erection ng isang lalaki. Ito naman is mabilis siyang labasan. Mabilis um, mabilis yung ano niya, yun, maglabas ng sperm. Ganun. So let's move on to historical background. PE was not clearly defined until DSM-3, and even then, criteria were based on subjective control and distress. So DSM-5 added specific frames like ejaculation within a minute of vaginal penetration and made distinction between lifelong versus acquired and generalized versus situational. Etiology, biological factors, genetic predisposition. Some individuals may have hereditary tendencies toward PE. Hormonal imbalance, then yung low serotonin, heightened penile sensitivity, excuse of sensitivity or ng nerves can lead to quicker ejaculation. Like for example, yung pleasure, too much yung pleasure. So para nagiging mabilis din yung ano niya. Neurological condition, and prostate inflammation, yun. Mostly din nangyayari din to sa mga matatanda. Psychological factor, yun, anxiety, depression, and stress, trauma, a background of sexual and emotional trauma can be a crucial factors. Relationship factors, poor communication, lack of open dialogue about intimacy between partners, unresolved conflicts, etc. Yun. So, sa diagnostic criteria, sa criterion A, ejaculation within 1 minute during most 75 and 100% of sexual encounters. Symptoms which persist at least 6 months. Causes distress, not due to other conditions and substance. And specify where lifelong. Same lang din sa G3PD and sa ED kanina. Yun. Ang pinagkaiba lang is sa severity. Ejaculation within approximately 30 seconds. Yung mild is approximately 30 seconds to 1 minute of vaginal penetration. Moderate, occurring with approximately 15 to 30 seconds of vaginal penetration. Ejaculation occurring prior to sexual activity, at the start of sexual activity, or within approximately of 15 seconds of vaginal penetration. Yun, premature ejaculation, yan. Discuss na. Lifelong and acquired. Yun. And treatment option can be treated with behavioral therapy, counseling, and medication. Often a combination of these approaches works best. Behavioral therapy techniques like start and stop, squeeze therapy, and distracted thinking help delay orgasm and improve control. Counseling, psychological and or emotional causes can be addressed with the help of mental health professionals. Medications include antidepressants, anesthetic creams and spray. Frequency of sex, having sex less often doesn't help. So siguro parang mas the more na parang nagkakaroon kayo ng intercourse, the more na nagko-cure din siya. Kasi parang mas nasasanay din yung penis. So for the case sample, he's not the famous, but he's a radio host in Australia. He admitted that he have a PE sa isa sa episode sa kanyang radio program. He's a 50 years old, si Kyle Sandilands. Yan. Sabi niya, I think it's anticipation of excitement of being with something new, he said, mentioning that he often gave a woman heads up before bringing them home. So parang mostly sa mga nakaka-one night stand niya, parang sabi niya is kung tatanungin daw lahat ng mga one night stand niya is parang mostly ang sasabihin is, ayun nga, mabilis siyang mag, mag-release. Ayun. So, here's the reference. And thank you for listening. Remember, sexual dysfunction like G3PD, erectile disorder, and premature ejaculation are not just physical issues. They are bios biopsychosocial in nature. That means they are influenced by our bodies, our minds, our relationship. Understanding, addressing them requires compassion, open-mindedness, and a well-rounded clinical approach. Thank you for listening. I hope this discussion clarified the nature treatment of the sensitive yet important condition.